I'm Hamish and I will teach you to be happy. Today we're going to be discussing, what do you guess? Happiness, that's right. And the question is, do you want to be happy? I know that sounds kind of moot because of course you want to be happy is the resounding response. But the question is asked because a lot of us are doing things that actually don't bring us happiness. Oh, sweet one. And that's why I ask it, do you want to be happy? Because if we're doing lots of stuff that we don't want to be happy, and of course there's lots of justifications and reasons and excuses, of course, you still got to ask that question because if we're doing stuff that doesn't make us happy, there's a little bit of a contradiction there in the way that we live. I too do the same thing. I do things that don't make me happy, but that doesn't mean that it has to stay that way, especially once you ask the question, do you want to be happy? And if you've answered yes, then that's brilliant because I'm going to show you what actually impacts happiness. It doesn't mean you've got to quit everything that you dislike. It actually means that you've got to change something about yourself in the way that you do it in order to bring that happiness into the fold. But before we get into how to be happy, let's discuss what actually is happy. And as you can see, it is the trifecta. It is a bridge it is a gap that is bridged between these three different states of being. We've got the physical state, we've got the emotional or the energetic state, and you've got the mental state, which is the logical, rational part of us. These three states, when you're doing what you're doing and they are in harmony, you feel happy. Yes, it is a felt sense. Happiness is a felt sense. There's a biomechanical end of things, there's a biochemical thing, and there is no way around it. When we do things that make us happy, we feel the happiness as a result of doing those things. And guess where those things begin? Yep, they begin right here in the mind. The mind is a felt sense. We think it, we feel it, and we do it. But what if you don't feel quite happy with what you're doing right now? You might be working a physical job and your body isn't feeling that great, but the payoff to doing the work is getting paid so that you can feed your family and all the rest of those kinds of things. Yet, there is a certain level of dissatisfaction that comes with being in those closed loops where there's no growth. So you might be wondering, okay, well, how can I get some growth? Therefore, I will increase the amount of happiness that I build into my life. Great question. You're going to do within those parameters things that you prefer, which means you've got to get down and you've got to get yourself into a great creative state. And we're going to run through that today. I'm going to show you exactly how to orient your mind, body, and emotions so that you can get into the creative state to start making the choices about what you prefer. The opposite of that is true, and you will have seen it not just in your own life, but in people's lives around you. They are constantly doing things that they don't prefer in a way that they don't prefer, and they are feeling the negativity and the opposite of being happy. So you first of all got to orient your body. You've got to feel what would make me happy, and then you've got to go after doing those things. Here are some things that are misaligned, leading you to feel the lack of happiness. You're misaligning yourself. You're aligning yourself poorly. That could be when you're having thoughts or emotions that are negative and you just put up with them. You don't change anything in the outside world. You don't change anything in the inside world, and you keep doing the same things over and over and over. The first time this happens, you're going to be like, okay, I can tolerate this. The second time, maybe the third time, maybe even the fifth time. But over time, you're going to start to feel things like resentment, regret, anger, frustration, that level of being stuck in a pattern, in a loop, aka your daily life, that you just can't seem to get out of. And at the same time, you will be overlooking key human needs. The things that you specifically need in order to be happy. What might they be? Okay, so you've got the normal core needs. You need shelter, you need food, you need community, you need financial stability. These are all core needs. But what sits on top of that? Things like doing something that you really enjoy. That could be sports, that could be art, that could be having a family, that could be going for a walk, that could be any number of creative outlets. What people are actually doing is this. They're living their life in such a way, and it's so common and it's so easy to overlook because it's been normalized. What they're actually doing, and you may be part of this, you may not, but if you are, this is a really key indicator that happiness is going by the wayside and you can get it back. What you're doing is you're waking up, You've got a very limited morning routine. You get up, you have a shower, you go to the toilet, brush your teeth, eat some food, get yourself off to work. Then you go to your job, and you're not necessarily hating your job, but you might not necessarily be liking it either. Hands up who's got that problem right now. Now, if that's you, everything that's happened so far are things that you don't prefer. The question is, can you build preference into that system? Can you get up and orient your body in such a way that it feels excited to go and do the things that you've got to do, even if they haven't historically built a level of excitement into your life? The answer is yes. And if you answered no to that, well, I'd like to draw your attention to the limiting belief that you've now identified. It is the limit in our beliefs that keeps us limited in our physical life. The limits inside of us, the thoughts, the feelings, they are what limit our outside life. There is at no particular time in life ever going to be a moment where every single thing is absolutely the way that we prefer it. And it's not that you should or shouldn't. It's just to say that there'll always be some adversity. There'll always be some opportunity. There'll always be some times of expansion. There'll always be some times of contraction. Understanding this is how you get out of that stuck mindset when you're in a contraction or you're in a bit of a personal recession. Going back to the example, you get up, you do the mundane things in a mundane way, you feel mundane, and you go off to your mundane job. When you're in that mundane job, you stay in the mundane mindset and the heart set, and then you continue persisting in actions that produce that mundaneness. What you've now done is you've practiced being mundane for that many number of hours. Is that going to breed happiness? The answer is no. So yes, going back to the previous slide, we've got to choose to do things the way that we prefer it. Even if those things aren't what we prefer specifically, what they're designed to do is to teach you about yourself and that you now know that these things, I do not prefer them. And you might be saying, duh, I already knew this. The question now is, well, if you know the things that you don't prefer, well, what do you prefer and what way would you like to do them in a way that you prefer so that you can go ahead and make changes one by one, day by day, week by week, month by month. You get the picture. Now, these are key because if you go into the psychological realms, there is lots of literature about what people are motivated by, the intrinsic and the extrinsic motivators. Well, it gets confusing for the layman. Let me simplify it for you. You need to make sure that you are in the correct energetic vibration, emotional state, thinking state of mind in order to make choices that gear you towards happiness. Now, if you're not someone who practices this on the daily, you're probably going to feel stuck. And if you feel stuck, here's the moment for you to see that stuckiness and for you to make a conscious decision. Do I want to be happy? Yes. Do I know what makes me happy? Maybe yes, maybe no. If the answer is yes, write it down. And if the answer is no, also write it down. And then you want to get yourself into a creative state, otherwise known as the theta brainwave state of consciousness. When you do this, you then limit the amount, if not completely block out, the negative thoughts, the negative emotions, and the negative behaviors that are cutting your happiness out. What does this look like? I'm going to run through this in a live session later today. What it looks like is you're sitting comfortably on a couch, sofa, the floor, lying down, you're relaxed. And then you're breathing very casually and calmly. And then you're focused on relaxing your body. And as a result of doing this over a period in time, when you get really good at this, it takes less than a minute. It might take you half an hour to start with. Be persistent because like any form of mind altering, changing, shifting behavior, it takes time. Give it the time because if you don't give it the time, it doesn't work. You're going to get yourself into that meditative state, that theta brainwave state. And from there, you can start to ask the questions. And we're going to do that today. What would make me happy? What in life would actually make me happy? What amount of money in my life would make me happy? What kind of fitness or health markers would make me happy? What would make me happy in my relationships, personal, parental, and professional? What types of activities make me happy? Once you've figured that out, write it down. Write it down. Get it written down. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Yes, you've identified that there's some things that you don't like. Now you've identified some things that you do like. Well, how do we go ahead and change the real world actions of doing what I don't like into changing into what I do like? Very simply, you are going to rehearse mentally. Where you will find this in society right now. High-performing athletes, high-performing business owners. Anywhere there is high performance, they are doing this. Why? Because the people who wear the lab coats, who do the experiments, have found out that when you mentally rehearse what you are going to do, it changes the biochemistry in your brain and your body, and it changes the physiology, yes, your body, and the way that your nerves wire. Wow. And it changes it to the degree that it is very comparable with actually doing the thing that you want to be doing. Why would you do that? It saves a ton of time. It saves a ton of physical and biochemical resources. And it allows you to feel and try on the things that you think that you want to do and feel before you actually go and invest the time, invest the money and the energy in those activities. So no, you don't necessarily need to go down to the tennis club and roll in tennis, find the tennis coach, and then do your tennis lessons to know if you would like tennis. You can simply put on a game from one of the big matches around the world, and you can dip into their realm by getting into the meditative state, pretending that you were that person, hitting the balls, running, feeling all of the different stresses on your body during the match, after the match, the post-game recovery protocols that you've got to go through. You can really study this internally before you ever take a step onto the court. Now, when you apply this, it is going to be very truth-telling. It is going to tell you the truth about you, your hypothesis. This is what I prefer. This is what I think I prefer. Then you're going to be very starkly reminded if you do actually prefer that. And so you've written down what you think you prefer. You've now tested it out inside your mind and your body. And now once you have entered that state and you've mentally rehearsed the thing that you believe is going to bring you some level of happiness, and you've felt the feelings and you've got confirmation that yes, indeed, it does make you happy, guess what you got to do? You got to go out and find the people who are already doing this kind of stuff and got to be with them. They will make you confirm what you believe to be true. Because why? They're also doing it. It is definitely known that we get our buzz from other people who are doing the same stuff as us, who are validating and acknowledging what we're doing. The community that we put ourselves in either brings up our vibe or it brings it down. Really great place to understand this is corporate world. I don't know anyone who utterly loves being in the middle area of the corporate world because it's secluded. It is segregated. There's no room for creativity. There's no room to have an opinion or be individual. There's no collaboration. And maybe things are changing, but are they changing fast enough for you? That's the question. Are they changing fast enough for you? Are you changing faster than your environment? Do you need to seek out a new environment? And if you're watching this, the answer is most likely yes. So we're going to meditate our way, which essentially means to get to know who you are. It's not just a state of being, but it's an awareness of you. What really makes you tick? What really turns you on? What really makes you feel alive? Then we're going to mentally rehearse what we found would make us feel alive. And then we're going to go out there and find other people to do these things with so that we can continue to learn and grow, to collaborate with other people and bring about that happiness in ourselves. Yeah, but Hamish, I'm too scared to go outside and meet other people because I got social anxiety or I've got trauma from my childhood where I'm not feeling like I'm worthy enough, that I don't deserve these kinds of things. There's all these emotional blocks in the way. Brilliant. Now you've got self-awareness about things you don't prefer. So we're going to go back to step one, which is to meditate. And we're going to get ourselves in the creative state, the theta brainwave state, and then we're going to mentally rehearse ourselves doing the things, meeting the people, learning the skills, getting the things emotionally and mentally out of those scenarios with the people that are going to start to rewire that nervous system pattern that has been built up over time that has told you you're not good enough, you're too dumb, you don't have enough skills, you're too overweight, whatever the block is. We're going to bust through those blocks by rewiring the way the brain operates. And in time, you will see by osmosis, your thoughts change, your emotions change, and of course, your behavior changes. And with that, guess what? Your results will change. Wow, what a session! Great, we've got some great content, some great background knowledge there. But now we've got to put it into practice. Because talking's amazing, but when you do this, you're going to understand, if you haven't done it before, that this is life-changing. I've woken up today, I've watched a video, and within a matter of minutes, I've gone from feeling I'm stuck to I can actually have that happiness. And here's how we're going to do it. I'd like you to get yourself into a nice, comfortable position. You could be seated, you could be lying down. Find the one that's most comfortable for you. Now, because you guys understand the science of how you're going to do this right now, you've got a leg up. You've got a little bit of an advance into this method. So I'd like you to begin breathing gently through the nose and out through the nose. And as you do so, allow yourself to feel the support of the chair or the surface beneath you. Begin to feel a sense of calm throughout your body, starting at the top of your head, moving down into your face and your jaw, the back of your neck, your throat, your shoulders. Allow that all to just relax right now. Let that relaxation continue to permeate throughout your body as we move down the chest, the upper arm, the lower arm, the hands. Let it all relax. Let it all relax deep into the surface beneath you. And continuing on now as you breathe gently through the nose. About a 2 out of 10 effort here today. Allowing your tummy, your hips and thighs to just relax and drape over or on top of the surface you're upon right now. Allow your shins, calves, ankles, feet and toes to simply relax. Let's just sit in that relaxation for the moment. Now, if you haven't already, close down your eyes and continue that nice casual breathing. In a moment, I'm going to guide you through heart-brain coherence breathing, which is 5 counts in through the nose and 5 counts out through the nose. And as you do that, you're going to focus on the center of your chest. Yes, your heart space. I'm going to inject some Reiki into the mix today to balance out those energy centers, to bring a blessing of energy and love into your day, to bring about that sense of balance and happiness that comes when you combine breathwork and Reiki. I hope everyone's up for that. And if you are, because we're on a video, please just say, I consent, either gently to yourself or out loud. And that will allow the beauty and the wonder of Reiki to travel into your body today. Continuing to breathe gently through the nose, finding that deep place of relaxation in your body. And while you do that, let's set an intention for today, an intention for change, an intention to bring happiness into your life. Something as a mainstay component of your everyday, whether you wake up feeling full of life and energized, or whether you wake up and feeling a little bit sluggish. Allow happiness to be something that you know you deserve, something that you don't just desire, but that you have, and that you're creating it today, deep in our meditation and our breathwork session. Okay, I'm going to count you in, and then we'll start our heart-brain coherence breathing. We're going to breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue with that rhythm, counting in your mind. Out. In. out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. As you find your state of calm today, and you've set your intention, and we choose the things that we prefer that build us happiness in our life. See a moment in time where you are taking the actions, where you are doing the things that you decided that bring you happiness that you prefer. A relationship, an activity, a profession, things that build that happiness, and really allow the sense of happiness to permeate throughout your body. Got that picture now. Got those moments in time now. Now see them playing out. Seeing them playing out in a timeless manner, deep within your heart and your body. Feel all of the feelings that come with doing that. Feel all of the feelings that bring you happiness and joy whilst you do so. You may see some thoughts or feelings pop up that are trying to negate the happiness you're building today. When they do pop up, don't judge them, don't try to get rid of them. Simply acknowledge them and let them pass, maintaining your focus on your breath as they distract you, maintaining focus on the rhythm of your breath and the center of your chest. When they disappear, dive straight back in to the mental rehearsal, the loving, happy joy of your creation today. You may feel sensations of tingliness. You may feel sensations of electricity flowing through your body. Your tummy may get a little bit active and make some sounds as well. All very normal for breathwork and Reiki. You may feel a deep sense of connection to what you're doing. You may find it hard to feel connected. Maintain conscientiousness upon the breath. Continue to breathe gently, allowing your body to relax, allowing yourself to feel a sense of support and comfort as you rewire the way your brain thinks and feels today. Allow the sense of happiness and joy to filter into your heart, into your body. Today is all about surrender, letting go of the confines of our mechanical life. To feel the sense of happiness is your goal. Allow it by surrendering to the notion that you deserve to be happy. What is your intuition telling you? Is your intuition telling you that there's more to life than the mundane? That there's more to life than the everyday things that get to you? And is it telling you what you could produce in order to feel happy? Hold on to those things if it is. Feel that your intuition is right to teach you, to help you, to learn how to do the things that bring you happiness. What is your voice telling you? Is your voice telling you that it can't, that it's scared? Today we let go of that. Lie comfortably in your surface, or sit comfortably in your surface, and allow a new frame to enter. One that surrenders I can't, but merely says I just don't know how. And begin to see that how today in your mental rehearsal. Begin to see the opportunities that lie before you, that you might be aware of, that you weren't aware of, but now you are aware of. What is your heart telling you? Is your heart telling you, I'm blocked. I don't know how to feel what I'm passionate about. I don't know how to feel what I prefer. I only know how to live in a state that I don't prefer. Well, let's surrender that today. Let's say, I don't know how, but I want to learn how. That's what happens when you connect the mind and the heart by focusing on the heart as you breathe and meditate in a coherent way. For those who are feeling hurt in their heart, let's today build a sense of balance and resolve in the heart. Allow the sensation of joy and happiness to fall into your heart, to feel the sense of stability, the sense of possibility in your heart. What is your solar plexus saying? Is it saying, I'm a little chocked up here. I don't have the power to walk forward and fulfill. I don't know how. Can you teach yourself to feel a sense of personal power, that internal value that's been waiting to erupt? What would that feel like? What do you feel in your balance energies, in your root and in your sacral? Do you feel blocked, being able to take one step forward without losing your balance or losing your focus? And if you do, let this cleansing energy balance out your energies for balance. And begin to feel what it feels like to know that there's a sense of stability within you. To know that you can front up and deal with the difficulties and the adversities of your new way of doing things, the things that you prefer. So can you teach yourself to be able to confront the things that build stability, the things that block your way from being stable? What would that feel like? As we draw close to our mental rehearsal, breathwork and Reiki session, take a deep breath in through the nose and hold it at the top. Breathe in a little more and let it out with a sigh. Holding at the bottom for 30 seconds. If you need to breathe before, feel free to come back to your natural calm breath. Through the nose gently, and out through the nose gently. Come back to your natural state of calm. And as you do so today, feel the sense of balance that we've brought into your energy centers. Feel the release of the weight. Feel the happiness that you've created in your mental rehearsal, and the lightness created by lifting up the veil to see what's possible rather than to only see what you know right now. Getting to see what's possible is the gateway to creating what's possible, and you've done that today. Continue to breathe, continue to relax. Continue to come back to your body. And as you do so, I'd just like to invite you to take this to the next step, to take this further by connecting with me, going on the journey of learning how to create specific mental rehearsals for you to enjoy the balance of the Reiki and the gateway to the creative state through the breath work. And if you'd like to do that, please connect with me either in the comments or via my website, hamishung.com.au. Bringing some feeling back into the feet, through the toes and the fingers. And when you're feeling ready to do so, gently open your eyes. If you're feeling a sense of happiness, you've done a great job. If you're feeling like things weren't really panning out, that's an indication that you might need some help with your technique, and I'm here to help you with that. You might like to go back and redo this video, the meditation and the breathwork one more time. Sometimes it takes a bit longer. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your energy and your presence and your vulnerability. Continue to breathe well and stay regulated.